right, so this video I wanted to put together for those of you looking for a sales position with U.S. Health Advisors, not to critique the company per se, but to help the possible agent like yourself, maybe you're licensed or not even licensed yet, determine if the U.S. Health Advisors position in insurance sales is really a good fit for you by giving you some things to ponder and consider that you just may not have thought yet because you're kind of new to this business. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group. I train and recruit agents nationally to sell things like final expense, Medicare, and annuities, both face-to-face and over the phone. So the purpose of this video, again, is hopefully to empower you newer agents out there who simply don't know what you don't know. I've done a couple of videos like this in the past, and I commonly call you guys ignorant, but not out of a disrespectful way. Anything we do new, we're ignorant of a lot out of it, right? We don't have the experience, we don't have the understanding firsthand. And the problem in the insurance sales business is that organizations may take advantage of you and your ignorance. So it's important that you empower yourself with knowledge to get more facts from people who have been in this business so that you can better determine if the offer you're getting on whatever organization you're thinking of joining is really a good fit for you. So that's really the purpose of this, not to demean U.S. Health Advisors at all, but to give you some things to really consider and to empower you. So the first thing I would ask you to consider is to ask about releases, vesting, and non-competes, okay? So a couple of things, some of these are insurance-related lingo, so we're gonna define what that means. Vesting relates to, do you get paid if you decide to leave the organization, if you decide to leave U.S. Health Advisors? Now, this is important because in a lot of insurance sales opportunities, you are vested and you continue to get paid even if you decide not to work or you move even on to another organization. So it's warranted to ask how you get paid over time if circumstances change and maybe you don't want to work necessarily for U.S. Health Advisors, maybe you want to change it up and do something else. So it's important to get some facts about that to see exactly how that works and what the provisions there would be. The other thing is releases. Depends on what insurance companies you have. That may or may not be an issue with U.S. Health Advisors. But if you're in a brokerage type of agency with multiple companies, you want to ask about if things don't turn out in the agency you've joined and you want to join a new one, can you take those carriers with you? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. My preference as an agent is to join organizations only that will release me, because many times in this business, promises are made but never kept. But you create relationships and have good experience with the carriers, but you get locked out of those if you don't have the ability to get a release. So it's important to ask about this stuff. And then lastly, how do non-competes work? Can you sell your clients still if you decide to leave? This depends on the setup. Like in my organization, your clients are yours. You continually get paid commissions even if you leave my organization, and you can sell them more even if it's not with me. So it's much more agent-friendly type of setup, and I think there's definitely more advantages to that than there are disadvantages. Do you want to train? Do you want to be in a capacity to be in a recruitment environment, or do you want to be in a capacity to be in a producer-oriented environment? The big thing with insurance sales is it's mostly MLM insurance-oriented. A lot of the job board ads that you've seen out there, you've probably thought, this sounds kind of sketchy, and you're right. There's a big insurance multi-level marketing culture where recruiting is put more ahead of producing. And this is part of the reason why the failure rate in the insurance sales business is over 90% out of the first year. Because recruiting is so valued that training agents to be top producers is put to the side. And a lot of people leave the business with a chip on their shoulder, understandably. So what you got to decide for yourself is that, do you want to recruit? Are you into the MLM thing? If you are, find an organization that's MLM based. If you want to produce and sell, find an organization that will teach you how to sell. And that's what you need to establish in your conversations with a U.S. Health Advisor firm or regional person that you're talking to, is where do their values lie? Do they match what yours are? Can you do a ride-along? This is really important if you're brand new to insurance sales, or you're not even new, you're thinking about getting your license. Ask to see if you can see a day in the field, maybe even participate in a telesales call or at least witness it. That will kind of help you solidify if this thing is really for you. Also, ask about the culture of the agency. U.S. Health Advisors has their corporate directives, but what you'll find in the regional offices, how things are run varies between office to office. and this is true of any insurance organization. There's going to be little discrepancies, but again, it's important to figure that out because sometimes one organization is going to be a lot different and more suitable for what your goals are than another's regional office are. So consider that as well. And the last thing to consider is, what is the experience of the manager training you? A lot of times, guys, because there's such an MLM culture in this business, the manager has no experience. It's hard to believe. And what kind of training do you think you're going to get from somebody who's never sold anything? What kind of surgery do you think you're going to get from a doctor who's never done a surgery before? You know, the kind of surgery I don't want to get. That's what it is. So take that kind of mentality into your business profession. Why do business with a manager that doesn't actually have street cred? It's really important to have that. This is more of a apprenticeship type of profession. You have to learn this business from a skilled master in order to be one yourself. Don't take this lightly. So that's some advice I would give you looking at U.S. health markets. Again, nothing in particular critique of the business. They do a lot of good business. But ultimately, my concern is you need to find an organization that best fits your goals, that you have an affinity to, that speaks to you, that's a good match for what you're looking to do. Because the last thing you want to do, the last thing, guys, is join an agency that's a misalignment or a mismatch. Because what will happen is your failure likelihood increases exponentially, and you'll leave this business thinking it's a racket. And you'll just miss out on the boat of what this business will provide, an opportunity that I've been blessed to see that many others have as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I do a lot of useful instructional videos like this daily. And like the video, subscribe if you haven't. And if you got any comments, questions, leave below. Thanks for watching, guys. See you. Bye.